Morning guys, I wanted to provide you guys a video about Google Scholar and tell you what I'm looking for in the research paper that you guys are getting. If you look on the rubric, I want you guys to obtain a research paper from a very recent study, and recent I probably would accept it within the last 5 years, of somebody who's working on your virus. And this needs to be a peer-reviewed, scientific peer-reviewed journal. And so you should know what that is by now, but if you don't, it needs to be a scientific journal where folks submit their article and it's reviewed by other scientists in their same field. Things like Time Magazine and even Scientific American is really not a peer-reviewed journal. Scientific American is something where people publish an article about a phenomenon or an event or research, but it's not really reviewed uh, by other scientists in their field. Scientific American is a little bit more broad. So one of the tools I want to show you guys that'll help is called Google Scholar. And the way to get to Google Scholar is you can find it through here. Usually if you log into Google, and Scholar sometimes is right here. Here it's not. Or I'm just going to actually Google Scholar. And Google Scholar will come up. I'm going to go ahead and go into Google Scholar. You can read all about it at another time. So let's just say I want to go ahead and kind of look up information on herpes simplex 1, which is oral herpes. And I want to look at the latest virus on herpes simplex 1. So I'm going to write in herpes simplex 1. And maybe I want to look at what vaccine has happened lately, or the research actually into the latest and greatest on finding a vaccine. So I'm going to go ahead and search for that. And what I want to show you guys is over here, you can set your custom range. And I really would like to look at anything that's been published since 2008. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And over here, I've got all the articles. Now, you can obviously see pretty much from this point on, it really should be peer-reviewed scientific articles. This is in a journal called Vaccine, which is certainly absolutely acceptable. This is the Journal of Clinical Something, so obviously that will work. England Journal of Medicine here, Vaccine again. And you're going to see basically from this point on journals from virologists, where virologists review other virologists' work. So I'm going to go kind of look through the titles: Genetic Engineering of a Modified Herpes Simplex Virus Vaccine Vector. And this doesn't seem to be in order of date. It looks like we probably could organize it that way. But here's what I want to do next. A lot of times when we click on these journals, let's go here, it'll take you to the journal website where you get an abstract. In most cases, you may not be able to get the paper itself. And so this an example is the journal. This is our abstract of the actual paper. Here's our paper. Oh, and of course my computer is stuck. But anyway, here's our paper. And I don't see a full text citation or a full PDF. So look for that. You might be able to find one. Here it does say download, so let's see if this will actually lead to the whole full PDF. It looks like it will. Nope, it won't. I have to buy it for 30 bucks. So I'm going to go back to Google Scholar, and I'm not going to pick that one because that is not a full PDF. But let me show you a shortcut. If you look at this column right here, most of the time, if there is an HTML of the actual article or a PDF, it'll indicate it right here. So usually when there's a link on this side, that means there's a PDF. And this one looks real specific to me. I like this one. This is this year, and it's looking at the efficacy results of a trial of a herpes simplex vaccine, which is interesting. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this HTML. And it's going to lead me to another manuscript, but I just want to scroll and see, because sometimes these manuscripts are actually the paper. This looks fairly detailed. In fact, if this isn't the full paper, I would accept this as the paper. Mainly because I have the paper broken out beyond an abstract. I've basically got my conclusion, a discussion, I've got my materials, I've got my data analysis. This is perfect. This probably is the paper. The next thing I want to look for is if there is a PDF. And usually there are off to the right, so I'm going to go ahead and click this PDF. Looks like it is. Good, perfect. This is exactly what I would like for you to do, is I want you to find a PDF of the most recent or of a good article about your virus, but in the last 5 to 7 years. Now, this probably is a shortened version of this article, I can just tell you, but I will accept this. And it turns out, what I do want you to do is give an overview of the article, and this is the hard part. And by the end of this year, I want you guys to be very comfortable with reading these type of articles. But the most important things, if you look at an article like this, is obviously the abstract. What's the background, and what are these guys doing? And then finally, results and conclusions are sometimes published before methods, so folks can look at that. Remember, the most important sentence in a research paper is that first sentence in the conclusion right here. It just pretty much tells you what they did. In a study population that was representative of the general population of HSV1 and HSV2 seronegative women, the investigational vaccine was effective in preventing HSV1 genital disease and infection, but not preventing HSV2 disease or infection. If you have HSV, I'll let you look up what that means. But this is a perfect article here. So that's an example on how to use Google Scholar. I do want you to print out that article, save it as a PDF, because my next goal is we're going to explore that article a little bit. So make sure you have it on your computer for future use. Okay, thanks a lot. See y'all later. Bye.